girl, so this is video recording.
Yeah.
You know the implications of that. We cannot be fully our crazy selves. Like, we have to.
You can't.
We have to be all put together. But something happened to me recently I was going to share with you. I bought socks.
Okay. Stocks or socks?
Socks.
Like socks.
So you know how I've been working out for the past almost a year now, like consistently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have run through all of my socks.
Oh.
And sometimes when you do laundry, I don't know, like almost like with your hair bands and whatnot, your sock, you're always missing one leg. You put everything together. Not you, girl. I don't know. They're probably hiding somewhere in an island. And I just realized I was running low on socks and I was feeling sad about it. And I realized that I'm not in grad school anymore. I can actually afford to buy socks. I went to Shoe and Core and I go.
What a mindset!
I bought $13 at Adidas, like 6 pairs, and I was so happy. I felt like Dobby from Harry Potter. I don't know why at the back of my mind I didn't realize that I could actually go buy more socks if I was looking socks.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that, you know when you're in grad school, that grad school student mentality hasn't left you. I'd be funny how many times that will have to call me out and say, why are you thinking like this again? You have money to buy things now. But anyways, I wanted to share that. I was so excited.
It takes a mind. It's a shifting of your mind. Sometimes you don't even realize some of these things, still lingers.
Exactly. You've left Israel, but you've left Egypt.
Egypt still in you, girl. You're talking about that cucumber.
Wait, which cucumber?
I know. No, cucumber. Falame.
Today's Sunday.
Yeah, you probably want you need some, huh?
Girl. But how have you been?
I've been good. Again, as with life, you have some low moments and you have some high moments. And
what was your roses and thorns? So when I was in grad school, I asked about roses and thorns. So what was your thorns for this past week?
Let me see. It's just the whole issue with hiring new staff.
Oh yeah. So Olabimpe is a budding CEO. She's a whole entrepreneur. Bimskis. We'll tag her shop if you're in Lagos or even Nigeria. If you want quality, affordable wares and stuff for the whole family, especially children. Keep the girl up. So, yeah. Have you finalized on the hiring?
Yes. So that's you said Rose?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
my roses. That's my roses moment. So the new staff members are going to start on Monday, God willing. It's a male and a female. So, and then my nephew is still going to be in the store anyway until he has to go back to school. So far so good. Things are unfolding nicely. Yeah. Amen. It's
funny how you just have to do the things you want to do, like, get it done, even if you're like 3,000 miles away from home.
Yes, and girl, I'm super excited. Guess what?
What about?
We finally installed the cameras in the store.
So you can get access to it.
I can't see them. Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that, though. I'll be so nervous, I'll be checking everybody 247.
I can't see them. It's interesting to me. I mean, of course, I'm aware of the depth of technology, but just to be able to, I'm here in Minnesota, and I'm looking at Lagos. Do you understand?
Stop. It sounds like my grandmother.
I know. Boy, you know how you feel about it. That's just, So this just got installed on Thursday. So I guess I'm still geeking up about it.
Nice. What was your funny moments for the week?
I said already, just the whole stress.
Oh, the whole stress of it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to finalize, I mean, let me tell you what is this Gen Z.
The applicants.
One of them said to me, what did he say? No, of course, he accepted the position. And then talking about, so I listed, my expectations of, for their role. And then it goes on to say, so everything is well received and all of that. But the expectation, he choke. Like, as in,
for non-Nigerian speakers, that means that it's tight. Like, it's almost like a no-go for me. Like, yeah. Like,
it's on, like, it's a lot. Like, I'm asking for a lot.
Yeah, a lot. It's choco. But
who says that?
Only young ones. You give me that feedback. Like,
my girl, you know me. You know me.
I have to ask.
So I said, hi, I mentioned his name. Thank you so much for your response. And I went on to say, I love when people are free with me, but your tone in that email was too familiar. So this
was not an email. It was not an email.
My sister.
Girl, I didn't know that. That was like
no decorum.
Oh my goodness. No.
Yes, no decorum. I mean, no. If you're looking for a job, this is something that young people need to be on the lookout for. You could literally lose an opportunity for this kind of stupid,
Didn't you even hear about the one that Zenith Bank went to apply to Zenith Bank? Meanwhile, some years back, he had posted something about that. Zenith Bank is the most useless bank in Nigeria. They came receipt, they see the screenshot and they showed it to him at the interview.
Yeah, these things, they come and they bite you in the butt. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Because again, we can't hear you. All we are doing is reading your words. You want to make sure you represent yourself correctly. We should do
maybe even like a boot camp on presenting yourself, resume writing, interviewing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see a lot too at the other side because I do interviews at my university and you see a lot. I'll start with my friends. Girl, I've not even shared this on the podcast yet. Guys, I got diagnosed with H. pylori, which is Helicobacter pylori. It's an infection that if you don't treat it, can lead to stomach ulcers and in rare cases stomach cancer. I've been having some pain in my stomach for a while, but any pain that comes around that area, I always choke it to my ovaries because my ovaries be doing too much, with my history of ovarian cyst and endometriosis. So I just apparently all I needed was just Pepto-Bismol and some omeprazole because just 1 week of using it, girl, and Jesus just touched me. Pastor touched me. The pain is all gone.
Your life,
girl, my life
turned around.
But guess what? I'm so nauseous because the drugs, especially because I'm on metronidazole, tetracycline, and then omeprazole and then Pepto-Bismol, they're making me so I cannot cope with nausea and vomiting. I hate drugs. I hate using drugs.
Look at you. Aren't you at the center of it all?
You don't have to know that.
Excuse you.
That's a different conversation, okay? Let me follow you out. That's just it.
But I understand what you mean.
The nurse. Oh my God, there's quite nothing like this. So that's my rose actually is that I have a friend visiting from college. I haven't seen her in a while, and so shout out to Roll if she ever gets to listen to this episode. We're friends in high school, but not like super super close. But then after school, where you just pick up one or two friendships and you start chatting. But it meant the Lord that she came all the way from Georgia with her husband to come spend like four nights with us. I mean,
wow.
I don't take it for granted when people are that trusting of you. As you know, I love hosting, but it's one thing for you to want to host. It's another thing for people to think that, is this person in high school still the same person you know? You never know because people be crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So for that trust and that faith, and we've had the best of times. We've played pickleball, we've gone to the sauna, we went downtown, we've eaten out,
And you went to see, what's it called, the light show today or something?
Last night.
Last night, okay.
Girl, of which, when I was in church today, I got an alert. There was a shooting that happened not too long after we left that place. So,
man,
around that area.
You know, this is why. This is why.
I want to stay at home.
Yeah. This is why I don't like to.
We cannot find that brother for you from the house. Girl, you need to get your ass on the streets.
I don't get it. If you want to die, why don't you just die alone?
Two people are I hope they make it out.
That this is just and then
these are the issues.
And then people are still confused about gun control. Let's not even. Okay. I don't. Yeah.
That's a whole other
conversation.
Whole other kind of worms. But it's just. I think the topic today will be about friendships, right? And I think it's a natural segue into it. So, welcome, guys, to the podcast. This is Mo and
Olabimpe. Sorry, I was trying to fix my wig.
Girl.
Yes, thank you so much for having me again on your show.
Of course.
On your podcast.
They're in for a treat today. It's always nice talking to Bingwe. So for those who don't know, I'm the host of a podcast, and Bingwe has been my friend for 20-some years, right? Girl.
About that.
Girl. So, there's something that happened recently. It's been making major news, airway news, major airways in the US, and I think to an extent across the US, even outside of the US. And it's a story of a young girl called Shanquella, and I've seen her name spelled in different ways. And I apologize if I'm not saying it very well. Shanquella Robinson, and this was a 25-year-old girl, I think, who went to Mexico, Cabo, Mexico, for a birthday, and she didn't make it back. And she was in company of her friends.
And she didn't make it back alive.
Sorry, she didn't make it back alive, but her luggage did. I'm not trying to sound very sarcastic about that, but
yeah,
the investigation is still going on, right? But there's some quick facts that we know. She died. She was killed on vacation in Mexico, right? It's rumored, that her friends killed her, but that's not yet been confirmed, right? And there was a video that was also circulating around social media. I didn't really watch that video. I couldn't watch it. But there's some facts that have come out of that investigation, the FBI launching it. But before we get into technicalities, it really made me cry. And I was mad and sad and angry at the same time. So I don't know, what was your thoughts when you first heard about the case, and what kind of emotions came out of it?
For me, it was just anger. That was my first reaction to it. And I mean, like, who needs enemies when you have friends like that? I mean, from what I think we talked about it, she covered the entire trip. Yeah. Paid your way there, and then you guys killed her.
Apparently, there's some videos. There was another video that said that they were having a meeting, and she wasn't there. She was looking for them. She found them talking, And when she came in, I think they were surprised to see that she barged into, not barged into, like she kind of interrupted the flow. I have a strong suspicion, and I may be wrong. I'm a true crime fan. I think it was premeditated. Like, I'm here to see,
I believe so too.
Evidence contrary to that. But again, these are still ongoing conversation, investigations, and all of these things are just speculations, allegedly, before they come from my head, allegedly, right?
But then even the whole sequence of events. So they went out, they got drunk, they got back. So she was still talking, but they refused to allow the doctor call 911.
Yes. Yeah, but it says the alcohol in her wasn't enough because she died.
Something else was. I'm sure they
broke the spinal cord. She had her spinal cord was broken
from the sea when I cut off her oxygen.
Yeah. So because they said she was intoxicated, that she died because they told her mom that was alcohol poisoning, but the person who did her autopsy said the alcohol in her shouldn't have
was not enough. Wasn't that to kill her
at that little level. But man, this girl, she was entrepreneurial, guys. She was from North Carolina, 25 years old.
Your own money, and then you still died on top of that.
Popular hair breeder. She went to Mexico with it, and within less than 24 hours.
What did she do to them? Like, I'm just wondering, what could she have done? That you want to bodily, harm her?
But seriously, cut the person off if they don't do something. I'm not all about canceling, but in that case, she'll have been better off.
Just let her go. Like, you don't have to be friends with this person. If you feel like, she's been too proud or whatever, for whatever silly reason, then leave her alone. But no, you know how these idiots are. They benefit from the friendship, but they can't really stand the person. But they can't let it go because that will cut off their means of survival.
I think
so sad. It's so sad.
I think,
and this just reminds me of a story, something that happened to a guy from Ebutebeta. So I was like,
how long ago was that?
This was many years ago. This was maybe 8 years ago or thereabouts. This guy probably went to, I don't know, some European country, came back to Nigeria, and he went visiting with his friends. They went drinking, and then he died. He was poisoned.
He was poisoned?
By his friends, obviously. Quote unquote friends, some more record friends. He died. So, I'm like, but why? I'm sure this guy was helping them. He was probably, helping them push their own, their agenda or their future, or helping their future to be more secure. And then you kill him. Now, that source of income that you were getting, whatever little you were getting from him, now you're not even going to get it. So,
what I was thinking?
Then you kill a whole human being.
Evil is evil, and evil is not confined to any race, right?
It's not.
There's something I think about females. There's a level of envy. Female
I've never
envy,
understood
especially.
it.
Female envy, like, yeah, you need to be careful, because if you find yourself around a particular person and they bring out that side in you, you need to check yourself and then check why you still want to be friends with that person, you know. But above all, I think we've all been equipped with intuition, right? As Christians, you know, you have that spirit of discernment. Be very, I mean, you always know. And then you want to be blind to it. You always know. You know,
when someone doesn't have your back, and the thing is, they don't necessarily have to be evil all the way.
No, this is the extreme.
You just know. Yeah. So we'll talk about the extreme, and then we'll talk about the not so extreme, you know, version of toxic relationships. You know, so in this case, I'm sure she knew. I mean, how would you not know that someone doesn't like you? When I'm sure constantly they try to put you down, and if you have a wonderful idea, they'll try to talk you out of it. No, those are red flags, and I think that most people focus on red flags when it comes to romantic
relationships.
Yeah, you shouldn't be, even with friendship. They're red flags.
My own red flag is lying.
Dishonesty.
No, like not that kind of white lie. You know, I probably have told you a lie about maybe just to not something really chronic. I'm talking about chronic lies, and I had a friend like that. Who, she lied about me, and I caught her in the lie, and it was something to kind of like tarnish my reputation. And on top of that, she went behind, after I relocated abroad, she went behind my back and tried to get a room with one of my friends, Temi, right? She carted away with her money, took out that money.
I'm sorry, it's not funny. What? Is she in jail?
No, she's not. Guess what? She's a lawyer.
She's still roaming.
She's a lawyer, so she entered the right profession. So those kind of people, when the lie was very chronic, I just call her off. Yeah. And so for me, it's the lies. And because I know sometimes there's a naivety I have when it comes to relationships, because I always want to see the best in people, right? And I want to attract people that have the same vibe that I have. And always, all the time, is misplaced. Not everybody will operate on your same frequency. But just, you have to learn how to let go. And that's something I'm learning. Yeah. Let go. Like, you can't do life with everybody that you meet. No. And
then even some good people, they're in your life for just a season. It's okay. And that's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
I
don't want to put the blame on this girl that she did not know, she didn't know. Perhaps she never knew, because one of the people there was one of her best friends. Yeah. This guy, allegedly, again, guys, all these things I'm telling you guys, it's on the internet. I didn't come up with them.
YouTube, yeah.
It's on YouTube, yeah. Allegedly, they were family friends. They would go on vacations together with each other's family. As a matter of fact, after her suitcase made it back to North Carolina, this guy was still hovering around her family until the cause of death came out.
That's sad. And that's why I said earlier, who needs enemies when you have friends like this? You know?
You know what?
It's so sad. I wish she didn't die. I wish she lived, so that way she knew for sure to just cut them off like Jiga and just, delete them permanently.
Because her autopsy report said there was no alcohol or drug in her system. She just suffered. Because that was least, it was fatal. She suffered a broken neck and spine. And injuries like that did not just happen.
No, they probably got that drunk, and trauma. Then they probably
there was no alcohol. There was no alcohol involved. There was no alcohol involved. Yeah.
No. They said that she was out of it when the doctor came. From what I read, they said she was out of it. So obviously alcohol, and they kept saying, "Drink up." Yeah, they kept forcing her to drink up. She went
with 6 other people,
and so they beat her up. That's what you think happened?
One of them, I forget his name, Nazir. He said he came back and he said he joined them a day. He wasn't there that night again. Maybe that's Nazir. But one of them, there were 6 of them in total. 7 of them, including Shanquella. But one of them came, late. He said he wasn't part of the people that were, in the video. But her best friend is Khalil Cook. That's his name.
Ah, my goodness. Anyway.
And the time of death was, around 6 p.m. But then there was enough opportunity to save this girl.
And they refused to allow the doctor call 911 until he pulled an executive judgment and said, no, I'm going to call 911 because this is critical. Yeah. And of course, was
so there are two videos. There are two videos circulating. There's one of them saying, "Can't you fight back?" And they were just hit. I couldn't watch the whole.
I didn't watch that one. Yeah.
And then the second one where it was leaked, the one I mentioned earlier on, they were planning something and they didn't want her to find out about it, right? And again, whatever it is, even if that wasn't their intentions, I don't know. I still have a strong feeling it's premeditated, but that's my opinion, right?
Yeah. I believe strongly. I believe that too strongly.
And that thing of when somebody is doing something bad and things are going down, so why can't you step in and be that voice of reason?
Yeah.
You're telling me among all those 6 of them or 5 of them that were there, nobody could get up and say
evil. It's just evil. It's just envy. This is what envy can do. This is what envy clouds your judgment, and then when the deed is done, then your eyes will not clear like night and day.
Yeah,
this is what envy does.
Careful.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's really sad.
Pray to God to take out that spirit of envy in you, right?
Yeah. Because there's room for everybody.
Yes,
that's what I say. There's room for everybody. Why would you not want? For me, if my friend is doing well, I know it's my turn is just around the corner. That's how I feel about that. Why would I want to be with people who are not doing well? What's the point?
Yeah.
That should be a source of encouragement. It's, and not a source of, oh my God, is she trying to say that she's better than me? What is wrong with you?
And there's some friends that maybe you feel like anytime you're around them, you're a different person. You probably want to be very competitive. You want to always, bring a side of you that you think is not wholesome. Maybe you need to assess that relationship because you might be the one that will end up with envy because of that person. You're going to do something that is out of character for you.
Yeah.
You want to know the most saddening part about the whole thing. I mean, even though this girl is, she's American and all that. I mean, when I say American, I mean, because America is kind of big. I mean, U.S. American, right? In Mexico has one of the highest femicide rates in the world, right? Honduras is number one, right? About 5 cases per 100,000 women.
Wow.
But in Mexico, is there's I mean, if you go, there's a whole Wikipedia page on violence against Mexico, against women in Mexico. It's a big thing. There's even a podcast that I did an interview with the host. It's called Forgotten Women of Juarez, right? And this kind of, if it's mysterious disappearance of women, over the course of decades, and finding justice for these women has been incredibly difficult, given, Mexico has a weak judicial system, and then there's corruption. There's also that border relationship with the US and American consumerism, because a lot of these crimes are linked to the drug barons, and then America is also part of that problem, because not only are we also producing, but also consuming, these issues, right? Sometimes I have heard of people seeing shallow graves of just people's bodies just being dumped.
Wow.
And Shanquella's case, of course, it's not as if she disappeared or her organs were harvested. It's been added to that number, because femicide in Mexico is a separate kind of crime, right? Wow. And because of the way, because her friends hurriedly left, they traveled back almost like the next day, right?
Wow.
Now, it will be very, very hard because the US has no jurisdiction to be able to prosecute them.
No, they don't.
Only the Mexican authorities can do that, right? And they will have to be extradited to Mexico for that to happen. And then, so it's possible that they might get away with it.
Yeah.
But they could bring civil charges against them. I don't know how I know half of these things. My goodness.
Research.
I know. I watch a lot of true crimes. You have no idea. It's an unhealthy amount. Like, it's an unhealthy amount.
Because I think that would just put me in a state of paranoia. So there's some things I don't consume too much. Yeah.
It happened in the pandemic. I was paranoid. But, I've got to the point where...
You're watching your shoulder over your shoulders every few seconds.
Girl.
I can't live like that.
I'm doing what you call microdosing. Like, you have all these silicone bros where they'll be taking cocaine and all those hard drugs, but they'll be using little... That's what I'm doing now. I kind of I think I'm very fascinated with human behavior and psychology. Like, why do we behave the way we behave, right? And some things are just really shocking to me. But I have come to the conclusion that we're all capable of murder. I've come to that conclusion. We're all capable of it. If pushed to a certain degree, if something has to snap in us, And the Spirit of God departs you. I'm telling you.
No, this is what I've always said. Growing up, we're going to take this part out.
No, I'm not taking anything out. If you're not going to say, because this is video I'm uploading.
Oh, right. Girl, this is, I forgot. Never mind. I'll tell you behind the cameras.
but all that, I feel like we're all capable of. I mean, sin is sin, right?
If you're pushed, if your life depends on it,
apart from your life,
if you're defending yourself.
No, not just that. That's part of it. But I feel like there's a way you can become. My friend Chiamaka used to say something. I know what you can do, but I don't know what else you can do. And this is why it falls under, right? In the sense that you could be compromised. Your mental state could be compromised. Maybe it wasn't you that was there. It might not even be a thing of defense. Maybe in the spur of the moment, you just want to eliminate this person, or the anger you have just brood over.
Which reminds me of that story. Sorry, that one. No. This is a popular story on YouTube.
Which one?
I think she went to your school too. This girl, Opayaye, she killed her mother.
Oh,
she said her mother was a witch. Or something like that. Yeah.
That one. She's probably still in jail. Yeah, I forget her name.
Yeah. Fumi or something.
Girl, you remember her name? Yeah, I remember.
I think. Yeah.
I think that one has some psychosis.
Yeah. When you're in an altered state of mind,
honestly,
I guess.
Yes.
Shit could happen. So
as it stands right now, there's a 50% chance of
them getting away with
Mexico, and for it to be granted. But it also depends on how strong a case the Mexican authorities have. So the pressure, and I know that her family, they've started a lot of campaigns to make sure this case never dies. And I think some celebrities have come to, I think Kyrie Irving and one other footballer, donated money towards her GoFundMe expenses for her funeral. But I think this is the time the Black community needs to come together, because I know the uproar will be way, way higher than this if it was white against Black kind of crime. But we cannot discount the fact that this was a young girl who was caught, in the prime of her time. In the prime of her time, of her life. I mean, when I go on vacation with people, which I've done that a lot of times, you know, there's a lot of planning that goes into it. You're ready to have fun, and then you don't come back alive.
Just plan B for the other people who you're going on vacation with is to make sure that you do not and then they must have pushed for Mexico, knowing that once it's outside the US, anything goes.
With our judicial system, yes. Maybe everything was premeditated. Probably. That's what I'm saying. At this stage, they're not even helping themselves, Yeah. So again, I think the story here is that, not that we're blaming Shanquella, because again, there's nothing, in my own opinion, I don't care what she must have done or said. Nobody deserves
deserves to die over a matter that could be resolved. And even if the matter cannot be resolved, leave her alone, move away, cut her off. Why kill her?
And be careful of the friends you keep.
Be very careful. And where's my camera? Be very careful of the friends that you keep. Absolutely. So I've over time, and I think the older we get, the more we want to have friends that. For me, I've never believed in the quantity of friends. For me, it's quality.
Quality, right?
Yeah, quality over quantity. And
being Pacific, right? But I think at the end of the day, for me, my policy is I can't say someone and say we'll be friends forever. No. There's no friendship forever. The only thing forever that lasts is Jesus. Yeah. And you can't give everybody your trust.
No,
being quite trusted to an extent, but I still leave a little bit of room for any madness that might happen. It's how people should do it. Don't trust everybody.
And it's called managing your expectations.
That's it. The people will disappoint you
for your own benefits. Actually,
yes.
It's actually for your own good to not expect too much of other people. Yep. Obviously, if I'm friends with you, I'm going to have some expectations. I'm going to say that you need to, if I'm there for you, you should be there for me. It can't be a one-way street, right? Mm-hmm. Those expectations are just within normal reason. But after a while, you need to manage your expectations. For me, and that so sometimes my friends, they think that I'm weird because again, someone may upset me and you see me fuming and I talk about it, I'm all mad. And then they see me the next day, I see the person and I'm smiling at the person. I'm still talking to this person. And they think, oh, Bimpe, you are what's called a hypocrite. And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's just I've realized that for me, I can't hold people, I can't hold a grudge for too long. I can't. And so for my benefits, I see them, I relate with them, and we talk on a surface level. But they don't realize that it's very surface. There's nothing deep that we're going to talk about after that. There's nothing deep after that. No. Yeah. But to that person, they will still feel that they have a connection to me, but you really don't. You really don't. So.
Yeah. And the way I also see that, I see friendship as concentric circles, right? Mm. Your inner circle, there's an outer one, there's outer. Mm-hmm. You can't, not everybody can be in that inner circle. And I think sometimes, maybe out of our own control, and I speak for myself, I'm not speaking for everybody. Sometimes out of your own control issues, you expect so much from people, like, just do it and move on. Don't put so much hope on people. They will disappoint you.
Mm-hmm. Because people are their best. They're still people.
Yes, that's still people.
So that's still people. Yeah. So, but I mean, I guess we live to learn, and we learn to live. So, we continue to get better. And for me, I think so. When I relocated to Minnesota, it kind of helped me to prune my friendship.
Maryland, my goodness, people are rough. It's like a totally different rough crowd. I don't know. Every time I've gone like this, I felt like I was in another country. Maryland, it's like Maryland, Keja.
Well, I guess you're right to an extent. Yes. So the Nigerian community in Maryland is very strong. Yeah. So for me, it didn't even feel like I left Nigeria. I was still, different African stores I would go to. I literally would just roll out of bed and roll into an African store, right? So unlike here where I have to drive miles and miles. Anyway, so back in Maryland, I had friends that I don't know, so looking back now in hindsight, it was just petty. Just petty, how you
shallow.
Want to be. It's shallow, yeah. Let me tell you, the one experience I had with them that made me realize I can't be friends with these people. I mean, of course, when they have events, if they invite me, I'll show up. So I show up at this, it was supposed to be like a get together. So we are in this lady's my friend's house, and I think we were 5 of us in that room. And I just realized that what kept them together is gossip. Just talking about other people. So when they first started, I thought, okay. And then they brought up another topic. I was like, And then they brought up another topic. And then they now brought up the topic of a girl that I know personally. Mama Jenny. I said, no. You will not talk about her like a dog, and I'm here. You will not. And I just from there on, I mean, so you know what? I take that back. So before now, I would say we talk about people like dogs, but I realize that people really care about their dogs. So people talk affectionately about their dogs.
Just stop.
So let's use
stop.
No, I'm not gonna stop.
Jackie, your life, please stop. Please stop.
No. Because I realized that I should change that phrase actually.
But we know.
But you
cannot ruin the expectation. We're gonna keep talk about her like a dog. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, so it just made me realize that even though they are good people, these people they're not terrible people. They are good people. It's just that our outlook to life, it didn't align. And for me, it matters that our purpose, it aligns. How we treat people. You don't have some people are friends with mean girls. I don't want to do that. What age? Even when I was much younger, I didn't do that. It's now that my old self, I would not want to go that route. Anyway, I'll let you chime in.
That thing, no, for real, just gonna let you have it because you had some good stories to share. And I think what to draw from your lesson of story will be that when people talk to you about other people, they're talking to other people about you as well.
Absolutely.
And I'm not always comfortable with that. Now, I might not be able to sometimes, maybe depending on the power. If it's a work situation and your boss is kind of saying something, There's only so much you can. There's only so much you can, chastise the boss.
Because you don't want to lose your job.
You don't want to lose your job or just come off as, because they already see you like you're already disrespectful. They think you're already one angry black woman, so they want to put more arrows in their quiver. Let me just maybe show up disapproval and defending that person as well. But again, I don't like gossips. I don't like talking about people if I'm not part of the problem or the solution. There's just something about gossip I can't just stand. So when you have friends like that, then you need to start assessing your relationship. Is it worth it? Because that's the beginning.
And the thing is, we all talk about people, but it's just you don't want to. To a degree, So for me, if it's not something that happened to me personally, and it involves this other person, I don't want to talk about. I'm the last person to hear gist. And that was very intentional. I don't want to. They said, he said, she said. I don't want to be part of that conversation. So and I know that I have a tendency to. I like to hear gist. So it was actually Ayomide that called me out on it.
Really?
It was like,
What did you say?
It was like, you said you like to hear gist. And I said, it was a hard pill to swallow at the time, but I just realized that, because you may not.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, you may not. So again, it depends on what the conversation is about. So you may not be the one speaking evil of this person, but you're giving them attention, and so they just keep going. So you're encouraging them by listening to them. So like immediately they bring up something like, they're about to start talking about someone else. Shut it down. Don't indulge them, because then they're not going to know that they need to stop these bad habits. So if you don't have any good thing to say about anyone, just be quiet. Now, if something bad transpired between you and someone else, then you can talk about it. But now they'll call you and say, "Hey, did you hear that Lagbaja did this? This person did that." And
sometimes that's just a sweet. Hey, I won't lie. I will not lie.
I know what you mean.
It's like, I don't know why we just feel so invigorated. Like,
because they're not talking about you.
It's not
so the attention is, not focused on you. So I guess, oh my dear.
But seriously, rest in peace to this young lady.
So sad. And I pray for peace for family members.
And then justice as well.
And for justice to be served.
Guys, you have that spirit of discernment, except you've killed it with one way or the other. But don't give your confidence away easily to people.
You
just never know.
And if you're constantly around, if you have a friend who is constantly belittling your efforts, never has anything positive to say, to contribute to your conversation, and then constantly putting you down. Why are you around this person?
Oh, there's another one I even forgot to mention. Like someone that if you buy something, they want to do everything you're doing. They want to like if you say, if someone pays you a compliment, they say, why don't you pay me a compliment? And not in a playful way. Someone that's always competing with you.
Why? Oh my God. If your friend cannot support you, so Bible says we should mourn with those that are mourning. We should rejoice with those that are rejoicing. If you have friends who can't do that for you, when you're mourning, then they're excited. Then something is wrong here. Or when you're excited, then they want to just put some sense in your Gary. Avoid people like that, because it's not gonna get better. Unless they give their lives to Christ, it's not going to get better. So,
and you can't even what's the word? Make them feel better about themselves, right?
They need Christ, and you're not their savior. So you didn't die for them. Jesus did. So
by the way, there's been an arrest made that I forgot to mention. That one of the friends, what's her name? Dejane Jackson.
Okay.
She's one of the friends.
She's been arrested?
Been arrested by Interpol.
As she should be.
The International Crime Police Organization.
Yes.
And what they do is they facilitate worldwide policing
hunts
across governments, because again, it happened in Mexico, but they're American citizens. So they don't have their own law enforcement agencies though, but they work between law enforcement authorities and their counterparts in several countries.
So I'm excited to hear that.
Ending of November actually. The girl, she was very entrepreneurial. She was a popular hair braider. in North Carolina. She did very well for herself for 25. She did very well for herself. Yeah, I don't know if she had kids. Do you know if she had
I've not
kids?
really researched this lady. Yeah. I've not. And I've just had so much going on, personally that just haven't had time.
Because the story is sad already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sad already. Yeah. So
let's talk about qualities you should look out for.
Yeah, in friends, right?
In friends.
But I think it's kind of hard though, because it depends. To me, it comes down to your values.
Mm-hmm. Because that value, it has to align.
But what's your own value? Yes, what's your own value?
I think that we would not always have the same values, but with basic things. When it comes to integrity, it comes to honesty, it comes to faith, it comes down to your outlook towards money. It comes down to your outlook towards kindness, towards things because it's not every friend who is kind. There are some people who the reason they are together is because they are mean. They're all mean girls or mean boys. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So those basic things, it should be common to both you and your friend. Otherwise, that friendship is not going to work. It's not going to work.
And for me, it's also being truthful. I think I go back. I've been saying a lot about truth.
Yeah, it matters a lot because trust is broken if truth is not in place. Yeah.
But you have to make sure you have done work on yourself. Like if you lie to yourself a lot, that means you're not calibrating your compass very well, right? Mm-hmm. And so you start attracting the wrong kinds of people. Mm-hmm. People who lie to themselves, I don't think you can have a close. I mean, I'm not gonna say cancel you, but when I talk about close friends, there has to be friends who are willing to do the work. People I can talk to and they can, inform my own process. What is of having yes men and people just telling you always do? Like people will call you out. She will call me out. If needed, and sometimes it's not nice to be had to be called out, but
No, let me correct this. No, I don't call people out all the time. But before people think that,
she's not a caller now. No, but
I know I'm not a caller.
No, she's not a caller. No, maybe it's that friend. She sees something wrong, she'll say it. She'll say it, and she's not.
But I'm gentle. No, I'm gentle about it. Unless it's something that needs to be addressed on.
I think gentle is not the word. She's considerate. She's considerate about it. I will not lie. She's considerate about it, right? So for me, it's truth. Someone being truthful. Yeah. And then don't steal from your friends.
Hi.
Don't steal from your friends. Don't lie.
But wait, why would because let's think about it.
I mean,
anyway.
Primary school, high school, like maybe you might still a pen here or a razor, but at this age of ours, like
someone contracts you to help them buy a piece of land.
It's still their man.
Yeah, their man, their opportunities or something,
Man, but it starts from somewhere. And for
those little things, those little foxes, they spoil the vine.
I like people who are also focused on their own development, right? You're not the one that's always seeing the wrong in everybody. Are you able to see the wrong in yourself? I think you're not doing very well. Because the change you want to see in the world actually starts with us.
It starts with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Jackson's man in the mirror. Literally that man in the mirror.
The mirror.
And then, I don't know. I mean, those are the values I look out for, though. I think God has really been helping me because even for the Holy Spirit and the sermons, I probably have died because I'm so trusting. I trust you naturally unless you give me a reason to distrust you. But that trust, it's not as if I let everybody into my life. I make friends easily, but I won't say I make acquaintances easily, but I won't say for friendship, for that depth that I'm looking for. Because if I just see you don't have it, I'll just put you in another circle. Like, you might not be out of the circle, but you're not in the close proximity circle, right?
Yeah.
The husband has really been helping me because I have a sense of these things. But again, I'm not saying, I'm always going to have it. If I lose my relationship with Christ, if I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to do, I could easily lose that discernment. So never put yourself in a state where you're, spiritually compromised because without that, I think I'll have gotten into trouble because, girl, I've done things I'm like, I should have probably been more than because you just want to help. In trying to help, you just never know. Because this poor girl, I think to her, I heard she paid for the trip.
Your hotel and everything.
When you go to Mexico, you're going to have fun. Everybody knows.
You lived off of her goodness and you still kill her.
If you even go to her Facebook page, she travels quite a lot. She's earned that right to do that, and then you get murdered.
Wow.
How about your values?
So for me, I feel that so recently, and you're aware of this story, I lost a good relationship over a matter that was very I feel like it got blown out of proportion because of miscommunication and the unwillingness on the part of this other person. Because again, I don't want to talk about the story extensively, but
I ain't editing nothing.
No, not even that. Even if you're going to edit, I still would not.
I've told you. No.
I'm just saying, like, even if you were, I still would not, tell this story. My point is, it's possible to lose covenants friendships. It's possible. Yeah, because it's very, because if you mismanage it, you will lose it.
What do you mean by covenant friendship? Because this one
it's something like between David and Jonathan, something like that. So for me, I've always prayed for covenants, friends, because outside of your family. Romantic, outside of your family, your romantic relationship.
Even family, so that's another story for another thing.
It's not every Lisa that is facing down that has.
I wasn't talking about myself, by the way, guys. I have great family.
Anyway, so my point is, it's very possible to if you have good people in your life, someone who supports you, someone who pushes you to be better. When you speak with them on the phone, you're lifted. You're able to share your burden with this person. You're able to be all of you. You're able to bring all of you to the table without fear of, even if this person will correct you, that they have your back, that they're coming from a good place. Hold on, tight to them. Be kind to them. Yeah. Don't misuse that privilege that you have. And because again, like I said, that friendship went south. If not for the Holy Spirit, I will not be friends with that person again. I will not. And it's a friendship that I know that it's not just a typical friendship. I knew like that friendship was a gift to me.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you guys are kind of like, back, but would you say she's still, that position you had her on before, would you say she still maintains that position, or she's somewhere a little bit lower?
No, because for me, when it was done, if it's a full redemptive move, then all of that is taken away. Right? All of the pain of the disappointments with how this person reacted to that situation and all that, it was all taken away. And it was as though we got a clean slate and we went right back to where we were. And it actually made our friendship a little stronger.
Okay.
Because conflict, if you address conflict properly, it makes your bond stronger.
But that wasn't a conflict, that was a straight.
I know. But my point is,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So if you do have friends like that, please don't take them for granted.
And if you do, just sincerely apologize. Don't
be too proud.
Don't be too proud. Because we fall short sometimes. Yeah. At that times I've offended people. Yes. Would there be times I'll offend her in the future? Yes.
And I'm sure I've offended you too. So yeah. I will just talk about it. Yeah.
Find a way to talk about, because we have different styles of communication. Yeah. And so that also sometimes causes, issues. But I think the commonality between me and Bimpe is like we like clarity. We like clarity. Like we like to be like you're heard and you're saying what you mean, and even when you say some things that you're not representing yourself well, she's able to understand in between the words, like this is what she means. Maybe this is what she meant by that, not take offense. Again, you give grace, but then when the person has given enough cause to be told that grace, please just believe them and walk away and reassess it. Except God is telling you to go back.
Except because I knew that it was the Holy Spirit that would not leave me alone. So it kept pushing for that reconciliation, and I went for it. He is. So be careful how you treat people. Be very careful how you when you have resources and when you don't have resources. Be careful how you treat people.
Yeah.
Because people are your best assets, and they could be your worst enemy too. But
you can't do life for them, though.
You can't. No single tree can make a forest. Yeah. And if you're one of those people that when you run into trouble, you can't find one person to call, My dear, check yourself.
Or the only time you call people is when you're in trouble.
When you're in trouble. Why? What kind of a friend are you?
So like some friends are like that. They're only friends with you for what they can get out of you. You will know. I mean, there was a friend I had to call out. Like, is it like when you're in trouble that you're calling me? Maybe it's okay, you can call me, but you're always too busy, except when you're in trouble. So, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's like,
me
what?
too, I'm busy. I'm busy to check my account, to transfer money. I'm busy.
Yeah, I mean, don't be a cookie.
Don't be that friend.
Don't be a crumb snatcher. What they will say,
yeah. Don't be that friend, please.
Yeah.
And someone will say, but she has more resources than I do. That's not the point. It's not the point. There are ways that you're there for your friend. It doesn't always have to be, because she gave you $1,000 and you have to, reciprocate, or she built you a house, so now you have to go and build a stadium. No.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. God help us. Yeah.
Amen.
So, moral of the story: don't trust everybody so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And always start with yourself too.
Yeah.
Start with yourself. If there's trouble around and you seem to be the common denominator, check it.
Wink, wink. Yeah. There's no smoke without fire. And I think there's this saying by George Washington that I'm trying to remember. It's actually my email signature. It'll come to mind. But something about don't give your confidence away too easily. And of those people that give, I'll find and I'll share. But all that to say, don't be too trusting of everybody around you. Not even friends. Always to leave that room for surprise, for shock, for the human factor of, because we fall. We fall sometimes. Yeah, we fall sometimes. And may God help us not to enter one chance. So,
my sister.
May God help us. And,
amen. That's a good prayer.
Yep. That's why the quote is, be cautious to all, but intimate with few.
With few, okay.
And let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence.
Yeah. It has to be earned. The same way, trust is earned. Yeah. Friendship has to be. It can't be a one-way street. It can't be only when it's convenient.
Yep.
Friendship it's tough. It's tough. People don't realize how tough it is when someone needs you and you just have to be there for them. Yeah. Even when it's not convenient, even when you have your own issues going on, but you're able to, I don't know, it's a lot of sacrifice too. You can't be friends with someone without making sacrifices. You can't. So before you become friends with somebody, please count the cost. Because it's especially as we get older, we don't have time for flimsy friendships, so yeah.
I'm at the point in my life I'm not even accepting new friends anymore. Like,
at this point.
I'm not accepting new friends. Like, my application has closed. Like, the ones that are here, that's it. This is it.
No, but so I was of that mindset for a while.
Not in the mood.
So, but I find that they don't necessarily have to be my bosom friend.
I know. I'm talking about bosom. No. Okay. Yeah. I'm talking about bosom friend. Like, if you don't, I just say if you don't have bosom friend, then maybe you're just not made for it. How have you been doing it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can have, travel buddies or people you can, do this aspect of your life with. But as far as like bosom friends, nah. And again, one thing I even forgot to mention, when people tell you about a particular friend and you're hearing different people say the same thing, especially if your parents,
that's a red flag.
If your parents tell you that this girl there or this guy you're working with or this girl, listen to them.
Red flag.
Listen to them. I know, listen to them, because sometimes I'm so blind. Maybe there's a charm that person has turned on.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever been in this situation where someone is your friend and you're not their friend?
It happens now. I know how it is.
No.
I think sometimes it's okay that way. Yeah, I mean,
they seem to think they are closer to you than that they are closer.
I don't want to mention
it can be awkward.
It has happened to me.
It can be really awkward.
I should mention the story because I don't think it ended quite well the way he did it. To me, it kind of bordered an obsession. That's how I felt. And this was way back in primary school. You
and this your primary school.
Yeah, but no. We were classmates in primary school, right?
Oh, I see.
And then I mean, we went to the same church, right? And I just didn't like the way it was, because after primary school, we kind of lost touch. My parents was always looking for me, and I didn't, this was before the internet. I remember her once in a while, but that was just, and then we moved away from the area, I started Unilag and all that. And then she contacted me. I don't know how she found my contact, and she was like, that she's been looking for me all this while, and I never bothered looking for her, and almost all the acquisitions. And I'm like, girl, like, from where to where? Like, I don't think our friendship was that deep that, if I don't see you, then, And then she wanted to make me feel guilty about something that I hadn't done. And I know I probably didn't manage the situation better, because, again, the time of life when she reached out to me, this was, in case she's into this, I was going through IVF issues, and I was so, I was on edge. So it wasn't even a good time for you, And in that situation, I felt like she was demanding more from me than I thought I gave her.
You had the capacity, and especially because you were not that close to her.
I'm friendly. No, I mean, we were family friends, right? Because we went to the same church as well. I mean, I'll go to her house. I knew her brother. She'll come to my house. But that was just it. But then when you move away from an area, it's not like, if I don't keep in touch or you don't keep in touch, it's just what it means.
It's mutual. Yeah.
20 people cannot play together for 20 years, right? But it was just the intensity of it. Almost like I was intentionally not thinking about it. I'm like, no, the ones I want to keep, I have kept, but I didn't really think about it deeply. And maybe it hurt her, but I just didn't like the way she was trying to guilt trip me. So yes, it's possible. It's possible. So I don't use best friend. I don't have any best friend,
I have really good friends.
That's what I
say. That's what I say.
The best friend thing. I don't get it. I don't know. How do you define it?
When people say that, Bimpe, I feel awkward. I feel weird. Don't call me that.
At the beginning of the episode, I didn't know how to respond, because I'm like,
no.
There's a way he defines it though. He has best friends.
Who did? Are you talking about Yamide?
Yeah, he said he has best friends, like best friends, like there are people that are best of friends in this particular area of his life. So I got his operational definition, but the way he defines
it, is like saying a guy who's your friend, so a boyfriend.
Not like that, but unroll your eyes. But the way he uses it, I don't think it's the way the terminology is used, colloquially.
Yeah, no.
I never, even in primary school or university, when they would secondary school,
I've never.
I don't have a person.
I feel like it's such a burden. No.
So maybe because of how easy it's for me to make friends.
I don't need a best friend.
Technically, I want my best friend, but I don't even think of him as a best friend. He's my husband.
I have really good friends. That's what I say.
That's it. Really good friends.
Yeah.
I have intimate friends. Friends that I can share,
I think there's something behind. We should probably look into it. Why are we uncomfortable with people claiming the member?
I don't. If we're guys, will be people that don't like commitment.
No. Because we do have good friends.
We're committed to each other. We're committed to each other.
It's just the idea.
I don't know. There's something. I don't want to be claimed.
That's where.
You don't know me. Why am I so uncomfortable?
As a very good friend, I will definitely fall behind that.
Yes,
but as a best friend,
yes. But seriously, I'm not. I don't take it for granted that people can trust me with, because I'm trying to tell how many things I know about people. I'm easy to talk to, right? And I'm someone that I try not to know. I judge. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't judge. I judge, but I don't know. I'm very open about so many things, and I think that helps people to talk. People talk to me about so many things that they probably won't talk to other people, and I don't think that for granted. And people can come when because of one of my superpowers is connector, right? I know people who know people. My network is quite vast.
How are you going to connect me now?
We're looking for a guy with a Christian guy.
We need to be connected. Let's say it loud and clear.
Must have kissable lips, because being pleased about the lips. Girl, please, girl, this is my time. Okay, don't ruin this for me. Don't ruin this fantasy for me. Must love Jesus. You can be from anywhere. You can be from anywhere, but just loving Jesus and everything else. And then please have a good command of English.
Yes, please.
Please, and take care of
I can't deal.
Hygiene.
Yeah, very important.
But everything else, she's, and then
be taller than me. If you,
girl, you're tall.
There are tall men in this world.
Girl, everybody, all the other girls want
shut
them.
up, dear. You see, look at you and Taiwo. Excuse you.
See, my friend was specific. I knew I couldn't marry a short man. Have you seen me?
Short people will be getting tall men, and then so no. I can ask for that.
balance the world. So yeah, guys, listen to this. Be very have some level of intellectualism to you.
Please, not some level, a level of it.
A level of it. Be able to carry on conversations about things. Be curious, love to travel, love to have like good conversation. I think just wants to love Jesus. I mean, she can always walk around those kind of things. Why is it so hard to find a man for Bimpe? There's 6 people listening to this. Contact us. She's lovely.
Anyway,
Bimpe is very talented, guys. She's beautiful. She sings so well. She sings so well. She's very loyal. She's very Bimpe has sense. Bimpe is an effective communicator, guys. Like, oh my god, my friend is she's bold in the sense that she'll keep digging until that truth comes out. Not in a very uncomfortable way, but she's always about clarity. And she will give you benefit of doubt until she gets that clarity and you say, okay, this is what I meant. Bimpe is wise in that sense.
Thank you.
I would just say she's wiser than me. And that's saying a lot because I don't say that about many people.
Thank you. Even Jackie agrees with you.
She's easy to get along with. Very easy to get along with. Even in days when she's being troublesome, Bimpe has a heart for God, and her relationship with God, she doesn't play with that. There's been many situations where she would have compromised those standards, but I mean, she loves Jesus, and that's saying a lot. So, guys,
I made my share. They share my mistakes, but
who hasn't?
Yeah,
who hasn't? So, if you're listening to this, please.
Sorry, Jackie is over here.
No, and I think even going back to that best, I don't know why I keep talking in circles. I think because when you say best, it's like almost like that's the peak of things,
Yeah.
It's like a superlative term, and I fear that you're asking too much of me. I'm being put in a situation where
on this pedestal,
because I ain't it, trust me. Take away Jesus, there's nothing about this person. Like, this is just all glamour. If not for Jesus, ain't nothing about me.
Like it's it.
So I think that's why, because I've been thinking about it. Why am I uncomfortable with that, term?
I think it's just I don't know. I think it's shallow.
I don't know the operational difference. When you tell me I'm your best friend, what does that mean?
People say it casually.
Yes, that's it.
They say it too casually. I don't know. No, I'm not your best friend. Don't tag me.
What? That's so true. Because maybe I liken it to like a bee sting. Once a bee stings you, they only have one sting per lifetime. Once they've stung you like that, that's it. They're dead. Right? They will they'll die like not too long after. So I think best has to be maybe at the end of my life. I'm on my dying bed and I've looked around. I've assessed all my relationships. And I'll tell you. And I'll say, you were the best of friends.
The best of the best.
But I feel like I have to get to a destination for me to be able to say
cream
that.
De la cream. No.
And I'm not even near my middle age. If Aminde was on the podcast, I'd probably abuse him for being older than me. I'm not even in my middle age yet, so I think I haven't gotten to the end of life. Yeah, but Ayaminde's on his grandpa level. I always make him very, very. They have this
Ayaminde.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think that's pretty much it. We've talked a lot today. We've talked a lot.
How many minutes of it?
I think we should probably round off now because this will just take us to another one. But this was really good with you, and shout out to not just shout out, but from prayers to this God's family, praying for comfort, for peace, and
Amen.
I know there's a test for justice, and that will be done, and guys, watch out, watch out for your friends and people you call friends. That's all from me.
And if you know anyone who is in a toxic relationship like that,
help them. People are just toxic. Everybody just in toxicness. Like, the way they use that.
Okay, let's define it. When you see a family member and they're friends with this girl who you can tell that discerning spirit is there and is whispering. Matter of fact, it's banging cymbals together and telling you that no, advise that lady or that guy to leave that friend alone. They don't have their best interest at heart. Please do not keep quiet. Don't. Don't say experience is the best teacher. Please help them.
What you want to learn.
And if they refuse to let go of that friendship, pray them out of it. Pray them out of it. At this point, their lives are literally at stake.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I know people whose destinies were derailed because they were with the wrong friends. They lost their minds, literally lost their minds.
I mean, we have to, people don't even pay a lot of attention to friendship. We're also because of romantic relationship. Oh, no. Let me pray for my spouse. Your friends can drag you to hell.
Yeah, they can.
They can do the wrong things.
Your friend, they'll say they're your friends, but they'll use your destiny. We know people like that. Please, we're Africans.
No, we need to round up.
I know. All right.
This was. Thank you. It was nice to have you on camera today. You're all made up. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to comment your lipstick. You look cute.
Oh, talk you. This is residual from today's
church, right?
From church, yeah.
Did you sing?
Yes, I did. I backed up today. I was supposed to lead praise and worship, but I just was not feeling up to it. So I backed up instead. So
okay. All right then. Well, this has been the podcast with Bimpe, and thank you all for listening. Catch you guys on another episode of the More Sibyl podcast. I remain your host, More Sibyl.
Bye. Thanks for having me again.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the More Sibyl podcast. Well, guess what? There's plenty more where that came from. So visit our website at www.mosibyl.com. That is www.moresibyl.com, where you can find hours of other binge-worthy episodes just like this one. And while you're at it, please don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating on Apple Podcast or Podbean, as it encourages other awesome people like you to listen to the podcast as well. We are now officially on Podbean. It has an app. You can catch up on missed episodes and also get a notification when we have new episodes. Do you have a question for our guest, feedback on the episode, or a suggestion for a future guest? Then please get in touch with us by sending us an email at talktomo@moresibyl.com or connect with us via Instagram at the More Sibyl Podcast. Cannot wait to hear from you, and thank you so much for always listening.